Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am making this video today kind of as an accountability for myself. This week I am going to give up all of my social media, which is something that I have never done before. I really want to do this for a couple different reasons. I guess this video will be a little bit of an update on my PTSD as well. Here I am 1 year and 9 months after I was diagnosed with PTSD and 1 year and 6 months after I started treatment and counseling for my PTSD, and I guess 6 months after ending my treatment for PTSD. I guess I'll say that I still do have some PTSD, and I feel like I really need to take a week to focus on my mental health and try to get back to a place where I am mentally sound and just happy. So the main reasons that I'm giving up social media this week, number one is wasted time. I feel like I waste so much of my time just scrolling through Instagram, and I've started looking at Facebook again. I used to never use Facebook, and then for some reason now I'm back on Facebook and always just scrolling through and looking at it, and I feel like it is just wasted time that I could be using on improving my mental health, improving my relationship with God, improving my physical health, instead of mindlessly scrolling, which can turn into 30 minutes, an hour and a half. You don't even realize, especially on watching YouTube videos and all the kicks I get on the internet. I'm sure you guys know, I'm sure you experience it as well. So number one reason I'm doing this is to stop wasting my time and just to really focus inside and try to strengthen my relationship with God, my relationship with myself, my mental self, and my physical self. Number two reason is being present. I obviously preach about mindfulness on here and being present in your life, and I haven't been doing that very well. When I get on social media and I look at other people's lives, I'm focusing my attention on people's past life and things that they've done in the past, instead of just focusing my life on moment by moment on what's happening to me in my life, and just really focusing on myself and being present in my life rather than looking at somebody else's life. The third reason is comparison to others. And I used to not think that this was a problem of mine, because for some reason when I would think about comparing myself on the internet, I would only think about body image, because that's something that's talked about a lot with girls, everyone. I always was like, oh, I don't compare myself to other people. Like, I'm very, very, very lucky to have been raised to love my body, and that's never really been a problem of mine, a poor body image, which I'm so lucky for. I know that a lot of people struggle with that, but I do compare myself in other ways, in ways that I'm insecure about. I feel like looking at social media lowers my self-worth and my self-esteem kind of subconsciously. I don't even realize that it's happening, but I'm watching people who have success and fame and followers, and I become jealous of that, and that is not where I want my life to point. I don't want to be focused on fame and fortune. I compare myself to people on the internet who have families and, they're married and they have children, and that's something that I want, and I start focusing on that and feeling bad for not having that at this stage in my life, when that is just not my path right now. That's not where I am. One day I'm sure that I probably will have that, but it's not what I have right now, and I need to focus on my present self and growing myself forward to eventually have those things, instead of being jealous of people I don't even know who have those things. I think I kind of compare myself in terms of like where I am at in my stage of life. My intelligence is a big thing. I look at other successful people and how they've gotten there and what they've done, and I worry that I'm not smart enough to be in their position, that I could never make it like they have, which is just untrue. I am only going to make it and further myself and get the things I want in life by focusing on myself and not just watching other people live it. So those are the three main reasons I'm doing it. In terms of the PTSD, I feel like I have become a little bit stuck and paralyzed, I guess by fear. That's the main thing for me. Because of my situation in the past, and if you don't know my situation of the past, I worked as an EMT on an ambulance and I developed PTSD from it. If you want to hear more about that, I have many videos in the past. My very first video is actually talking about my PTSD, and I have a few others in the mix there. So you can go watch those on my channel. Basically, because of that situation, I now feel a little bit stuck. I feel like I was very scared by that situation, and it kind of threw me off of my path and pushed me backwards a little bit. At least that's how I feel about it. I always planned on having a medical job after school. I went to school for biology, and medicine was always my plan. But after developing PTSD from this medical job, it threw me off, and now I'm like, I think this is still something that I want to work in medicine. I know there are ways around seeing what I saw and having the same experiences that I had before and worsening my PTSD. I know that there are jobs that I could get that wouldn't put me in that same situation, but it's still very scary. So I'm kind of at this place where I'm just like in limbo and in this pause of am I going to continue my pursuit in a career in medicine, or do I want to change my path completely just for the sake of my mental health long term? Because now seeing that a year and 9 months later, like, I still suffer from this illness, which is fine. Like, I was told that this is probably something I'm going to live with for a very long time, if not ever, and it's just about how I react to it and how I can cope with it. And for a while there, I thought I was better. Like, I am better. I've gotten better, but I'm not over it completely. I'm not cured. I've healed a lot, and there are a lot of things that are different than they were in the beginning. But I've really just started to focus on my mental health long term, and maybe realizing maybe I am too sensitive and too empathetic to have a job in medicine. I don't know if that sounds wrong, because I know that those are really good qualities to have to work in medicine, but I have to think about my mental health long term. And I know that people do suffer from PTSD their entire life, maybe up until their death. It is a reason for a lot of people's deaths, and that's very scary. It's something to take very, very seriously, and I've just been reflecting a lot, and yeah, I'm kind of in this place where I am stuck, and I don't know if I want to move forward with a career in medicine or if I want to broaden my horizons and do something else, just do something else completely, which is also overwhelming because I went to school for biology and I got jobs in medicine and I've volunteered in so many hospitals and I have a resume built up for medicine. So it's just kind of figuring it out for myself right now. I'm scared because I know that this is something I may suffer from forever, and right now I'm still having flashbacks sometimes. I definitely deal with them better than I did in the beginning. I don't usually let them get out of control and cause me too much anxiety, but I do still flash back to moments on the ambulance. I do still see patients and see scenes that I was in, and that's just real. That's just something that happens that I need to be mindful of. I have really bad anxiety to loud sounds. That's something that hasn't really changed for me. Maybe I didn't focus on it enough in my EMDR, in my therapy, but it's definitely the biggest thing for me. This all comes from being on the ambulance, and I worked in the middle of the night a lot of the time, and so I'd be sleeping, taking a nap or something on the ambulance, and then all of a sudden we would get a call and the dispatch sound would go out, which is kind of like a very loud sound, obviously, because if you're sleeping in your ambulance, you want to wake up and respond, that's what the sound's meant to do, and call you to action. And it's an emergency, so it's loud and in your face, and that all makes sense. But I think from so many times waking up and being startled by that now I react with anxiety to loud sounds, which makes sense because on the ambulance I was called to action. I was ready to go, like ready to save a life. Like obviously I'm not chilling in that moment. I'm like amped up, ready to go. So that's how my body is still responding to loud sounds. It can be anything like construction noises, or like if somebody has an alarm or someone's slamming a door over and over. The worst is if I'm woken up from my sleep by a loud sound, like a garbage truck or just something that startles me out of my sleep as a loud sound. Even my dog does it to me sometimes, because on the ambulance when I was woken from my sleep, that's when I guess my body was amped up, and so the residual anxiety comes from that. And then lights too, like flashing lights at night. Sometimes I find myself literally looking at the left turn lane, like these people are turning left and their lights are giving me anxiety. And I know in my brain, like, that's so stupid, and I can calm myself down about it, but it is still something that happens. When it's really bad, like if I'm woken up by a really loud sound or something, it can really throw off my whole day. It can give me really bad anxiety, and then I have to spend the entire day nursing my mental health and taking care of myself, which I do, but it can turn a whole day to crap, just cause me to not be productive. My self-esteem has been lowered greatly from this experience. I no longer feel like I'm intelligent enough to do the things I want to do in my life, and I don't know where that comes from. I feel like it's just because I had to end this journey of being an EMT, which was so important to me and I loved, and I guess I just I feel like I failed, or like I wasn't intelligent enough for the job, which just isn't true. I just know that I used to be so confident in myself. I used to be so confident in my abilities and that I could do anything I wanted, and that I was able to sell myself and tell other people about the qualities that made me great. But now I really struggle. But now I really struggle to do that. I was really, really confident in the path that my life had. Even when I wasn't very big on my faith, I still always knew that there was something leading me and guiding me, and that I was going to have a great life. I've always been optimistic, and people would tell me like how cool it is that I'm so confident in my path of my life, and I was confident that God had a path for my life, or that there was something guiding me, and like I knew I was going to be okay. I knew I was going to make a life for myself. I know I'm going to be okay. I know I'm not going to be homeless. I know I'm going to like have a good life. I was so sure of that. And now I still believe those things, and I know that God has a path for my life, but I just worry about it a lot more. I worry about it so much, and I feel like it's because I'm in this limbo state where I'm a little bit stuck and paralyzed by fear. So I've been trying a few new churches here in Montana. I've been going to this one for 2 weeks now, and the first week that I went there, I went to the service and I sat by myself in the back and I listened to the sermon, and it was great, and I really loved the service, and I was really happy because I found a church I liked. And at the end of the service, this lady had sat next to me in the beginning. She asked me, "Is anyone sitting here? Can I sit next to you?" And I said, "Yes, please." We hadn't really spoken during the service, and then at the end of the service, she immediately turned to me and she said, "I feel like I need to tell you something that I've been hearing God bring to me during this service." And I said, "Okay, yeah, what is it?" She said, I feel like you have been believing lies in your life, and I just feel God telling me that you need to stop. You need to capture these lies and believe the opposite." This is what she said to me, this woman that I'd never met before. She said that I'm believing the lies and I need to capture them and believe the opposite. And I started crying, and she started crying as well. It was really an emotional moment because that's exactly what's going on in my life right now. I am believing lies, and I'm believing that I'm not intelligent enough, and I'm believing that I'm not strong enough, and that I'm gonna suffer forever, and that I'm not gonna move forward with my life, and my life isn't gonna be what I need. Just all of these lies that are untrue. And it was just so spot on. It was such an emotional moment because it was exactly what I needed to hear. That's exactly what I want God to tell me, and that is what He's telling me, is that these are lies, and I need to believe the opposite. I need to believe that I'm intelligent enough and I'm strong enough and I can work towards these things, and I will have this fulfilled life that I used to see and now I don't. So yeah, that was pretty intense for me. That's like exactly why I'm doing this, is because I feel like I can't move forward and I can't stop believing these lies without focusing all of my attention on God and on myself. So I'm gonna give up social media for 1 week, and I hope that I can focus all of my time, instead of wasting it on social media, I can be present with myself. I can look inwards and strengthen my relationship with God and my relationship with myself, my mental health, my physical health. I hope I can strengthen relationships with other people on earth, my boyfriend, and maybe people around me in my life right now. I hope that at the end of this week I can see a difference and an improvement in how I feel and my outlook on life, and if not give it up for longer, I hope to at least realize the impact that social media has on me and to be very mindful of it. I've already created a morning routine for myself for this week so that I have things to do, focusing on myself and on God and starting off on the right foot, as opposed to staring at Instagram for the first hour of my day. I'm going to start my day with prayer. I'm going to read my Bible. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to journal. I've talked about this in other videos, but something that helped me so much in the beginning of my PTSD journey was journaling and writing every single day. Writing 3 things that you're thankful for. They can be abstract concepts, they can be people, whatever. Just 3 new things every day, different things every day that you're thankful for. And then also writing the most meaningful experience of your past 24 hours. And that can be anything too. It can be super mundane, but just the most impactful, important thing that happened to you in the past 24 hours. And this helps so much with just being grateful and being mindful of the things in your life to be grateful for, just by writing them out and seeing them, and that helps so much. So I'm going to be doing that every day. And then also I'm going to do yoga every morning, or exercise, or both. So I may film a little bit during the week about how this goes. I'm not really sure if I will or not. Or maybe I'll just make a video at the end of the week saying how I had improved. Hopefully I do. Please send me your thoughts and prayers in this week. I know I can do it. It's probably not going to be that hard. I hope that it's easy. I hope that I don't think about it, and I hope that I'm productive and I grow my relationship with God and with myself, and I can get back to a place where I'm feeling a little bit more motivated and excited about the future and confident about myself, and that I can do this and make some decisions for my future. So yeah, let's do it. I'm going to erase the apps right now. I'm gonna post once more on Instagram. This is the first time I've gone on Instagram today. I actually did all of those things I mentioned this morning: prayer, read my Bible, yoga, meditated, journaled. I did all those things already, and I have not looked at social media at all today. This is day 1, it's Monday, and I want to do this through next Monday, so 7 days. I'm gonna post on my Instagram right now, just on my story, saying, hey, I'm giving up social media for 1 week. If you need me, text me, that kind of thing. I'm going to post this video tomorrow, I believe, but that's it. I'm not gonna look at YouTube or anything. I'm just gonna post the video. So yeah, let me just let everyone know I'm leaving. Okay, saying 1 week social media break. Please text me if you need me. I will be posting a YouTube video tomorrow explaining why, and an update on my PTSD. Love you all. Okay, last one. Okay, it posted. See, even now it's hard to like not look at things on social media. Okay, I'm going to erase it right now. Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Okay, that's it. They're all uninstalled. I will not be looking at them for a week, and I'm really excited to do this. I really hope that I do all the things I want to do, and I just am more productive in working towards my future goals and being present, focusing on myself and God. And I'm pretty excited. So as always, thank you so much for watching this video. If you've been here since my very first PTSD video, then thank you so much for supporting me and watching. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more, and I will be updating you about this probably in a week. And just thank you so much for being here. Bye.